OBS. I'm gonna go back to YouTube and say go live because I've got the key in there.
Yeah.
Stream.
Yeah, because it will. You have to wait for YouTube to pick it up.
Yeah. Oh shoot! I gotta edit it.
Why are you vibrating so much?
I'm typing. What was this one called?
It's probably the name of the book. I think they always do the last episode as the name of the book. Hold on. Come on, IMDb. It is called Babylon's Ashes. Yeah, that makes sense. That is the book. All right, I see it live now. Zipping around.
All right. I just changed the title of it.
I see you. I see you touching your YouTube settings.
Yeah, because I have to go to this. And there we are. So we should be good now. How's it look on the YouTube? On the YouTubers.
Yeah, I think you need to go full screen. All right. Yeah, I think we're good.
Well, so it's gonna be delayed for you on the.
Yeah.
All right. This is awkward. This is awkward for anybody joining us now.
Yeah. we gotta hope they,
We'll give a second or two here for everybody to join in, if anybody joins in. Friends, this is it. We've
come to the end.
This is it, man. This is the last episode. It was awesome.
Bittersweet.
It was.
Yeah,
it was awesome. It was awesome.
Bittersweet. There's still a lot of things we'll get to it, but Holden and he even recaps everything that's still out there.
Listen, let's pour one out for our homies real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me mute my phone. Let me mute my phone so I don't hear us talking to us. Where the heck is the sound? This is weird.
What? You seeing yourself?
How do I mute? Well, I guess I'll just turn the volume down. All right. Anyway, this is a low budget operation here. In case anybody was, in case any of y'all were wondering.
The production budget, $0. Nothing going on.
It's whatever I can get for free. That's the production budget.
Yeah, the free 50.
Free 50. 5-finger discount. All right, now I don't know how to get my phone. Now I don't know how to get my phone back.
All right,
okay, there we go. Hold on.
I'm just not up on the technology these days.
All right, here we go. If anybody's watching, feel free to drop us a question in the chat. We'll get to your thoughts and comments.
We did this last time.
Hopefully our friends from Russia and St. Petersburg and Turkey check in with us again. But you know what? This is on the Sipping Around Network, even though we nerd out and talk about our favorite TV shows. So, hey, nobody knows.
It does when you just don't put it in front of your face again.
Anyways, let's pour one out for our homies for The Expanse. It's been a hell of a ride. 6 seasons. I think probably closer to 8 years, right? About.
Yeah, there was a little bit of some space in between some of the seasons.
Cheers for a hell of an ending.
Yeah. I don't have any drinky drink with me, but
special occasions, brother. Special occasions.
I'll do some water. Yeah, I thought about it.
Anyway, You know, this is my whole thought. The whole time I'm watching this, I'm thinking, this is why. This is why we deserve 3 more seasons of this show.
I know, right? It's like, this is so good. This is like the best show ever. How are they not gonna make 3 more seasons?
Kudos to everybody. I know this final season there were some things that maybe rubbed me the wrong way because they were ending it so quickly, but dude, shout out to everybody involved because they packed as much story into this final episode as you could possibly fit in it. And we still have 17 cliffhangers. You know? So, I mean,
we got a bunch of cliffhangers. Shout out to all the actors. You got Ty Frank, Daniel Abraham, the authors of The Expanse, who are very involved with the making of the show. Nareen Shankar, who's been the showrunner since season 1 and has done an amazing job. They've knocked it out of the park every season. I couldn't have been happier with it. I just want the finish. I just want take me the extra mile, pleplease.
And they tease us with the Laconia bit. And then the creepy Laconia president guy comes back later, and it was like,
he's just sitting there
was like, dude, hey buddy, guess what? I mean, there's so much. They gave us so much in this episode, and there's still so much left.
Yeah, nailed it 100%. Do we just want to start talking, or we can geek out about it some more?
Yeah, totally this is how you stick the landing. So for anybody that's got a show out there, anybody, just this is how you stick the landing.
Yeah, for now, we just have to stay here a while.
Okay, Naomi.
If
you have to end a fan-favorited show, this is about as good as you can do it. I mean, and I say that. And I say that as someone who loves to get invested in these shows. This was about as good as you can do it.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel the same as season 3 where it was canceled. It's a logical ending. It feels, at least it's some sort of closure. There's still more things, but this feels like it wasn't rushed. They had planned it out. They were like, look, we know we get 1 more season, so let's just end it as great as we can. And I think that's what happened.
And boy, howdy. And before we really get into everything, I remember at one point I was like, okay, I have to go pee. So I had to pause it. And there was still 25 minutes left. And I'm like, what?
We may have peed at the exact same time because that was about how much left on the video for me.
We might have, because I was like, it was 39 minutes and something. And I was like, there's so much left still. We just got all of that, and there's still 25 minutes left. Yep. And, let's jump in. Let's do it.
All right. Well, as with all the episodes in this season, we start off on Laconia, right?
Of course we do.
That platform, very clearly working. Duarte is just sitting down on the surface by himself in the woods, just like, yes. Yeah, it's working, boy.
Yeah. And Demon Child. I nailed this one because the way. So when the mom and dad were right away no.
Yes.
No, yeah. I've watched too many movies. Dumb little daughter. What are you doing? And when
it's not even that. They've seen the hybrids before.
No. When he cuts the kid's hand and the kid's like, that's interesting. I healed
interesting,
real quick.
Father.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay, Daddy. Would you like to attack me again, Daddy?
Yeah. He wanted a hug, and I was like, under no circumstances do you hug
that
kid.
No way! Probably Spider-Man's Iron Spider suit, or
yeah.
But anyways, I mean, when he looked at his hand, I was like, oh, this kid's about to mess everything up.
Yeah. I thought that there was going to be some issue because he looks like one of the hybrids, but not fully there, obviously. And then the dad freaks out, and they call the soldiers, and then.
And speaking of, I thought, I don't know why I just randomly thought back to the hybrids. That was something that they just never mentioned again. Once they got kind of.
It's because no one else had samples, so they couldn't make more.
I know, but they just never brought that up. Even like, hey, remember that time we had like half alien, half human people that we had to fight? Like that was pretty wild.
Yeah. Remember that one time the kid just like dismantled a lab employee?
Yeah, just like
spread him out on the floor.
Dude, it was wild. And I mean, again, they just never brought that up until Demon Child.
Yeah, and they lock him in the cabinet, and then Kara like she gives him the old rope-a-dope and like comes back to free your brother.
I wanted him to bust out of that cabinet so bad, just like Hello,
just
Daddy.
Like,
hello, Mommy.
Your mortal doors cannot handle me any longer.
Dude, I wanted more from the kid. We have to go back. We have to go back, Jack. We have to go back.
I'm already looking forward to rewatching the series. Like, I've watched the first 4 seasons like 3 times all the way through. I'm already ready to watch everything all the way through again.
But like, we have to get more. Like this kid could ruin the entire universe for all we know, and we're just never gonna see him again. We're just never. We're not gonna know what happened with him. We're not gonna know. Maybe he floats up to this flying station. Who knows?
Yeah. Hey, have you seen Raised by Wolves where they
yes
like,
yes and that shows
exactly
that show's awesome and crazy and
it's weird.
The giant worm thing goes flying around the planet and grows every time it takes it. That show made me think I did acid.
Dude, the last episode on that show was just bonkers. It was off the rails.
The worm thing was too much for me. I was like, what?
Yeah, they're gonna have a hard time reeling me back to reality in the second season with that.
Yeah, and it grew in the android, and anyway.
So basically, our Laconia adventure ends with Kara running away with Zan. He's clearly got the proto-vision, and then it shows the platform fixing itself. So not only did they turn it on, but it's not as damaged as it seems.
I was definitely wondering what was happening, because you could see it kind of lighting up and spinning, for lack of a better term. Yeah. So I was definitely intrigued by that. I was like, okay, that's an interesting little thing to show us there. And again, Daddy Bezos, listen, Jeffrey.
God dang it.
What's the worst that could happen from you shelling out a few $1 million to give us the rest of the show?
It's like 0.3% of his net worth. Like, just listen, for the rest of this.
He has enough to worry about with Leo trying to steal his woman. Okay? Give us the rest of the 3 shows, and I will take care of Leo DiCaprio personally. Just give us the next 3 seasons. That's all I want. That's all I want.
We can plead and beg, but it may fall on deaf ears.
All right. We're gonna make this happen somehow.
We need another like save. So I was like pretty active in the Save the Expanse campaign when season 3 got canceled. I don't think it's gonna happen again, but we need another level of that. Like they were flying. I contributed to the plane that had a message that said "Save the Expanse." They flew that over Amazon headquarters, and I was like, "Yeah, they did it."
Maybe we should do it again. Give us the rest of the Expanse.
Someone needs to slap him and be like, "Just save it, dude. You can do it."
It's literally he makes more money than that every 5 minutes than it costs to run this show.
Yeah, like please. All right. Let's back on track. So after that, we get some war planning. They're setting the stage for us. They're giving us a lot of suspense. Like here's the 3 battle groups that are split up with the Free Navy. Here's how we're gonna handle it.
So I'm thinking this whole time when they're talking about this is our plan, this is where we're gonna go, we're gonna intercept these people here. I'm just going, you guys haven't been right once about Marco. Like all these schemes, like, and nobody in the room was like, I don't know, man. Like we haven't figured this out yet. Like
this dude set a trap for us every single time. Nothing's been what it seems. Why would we?
Not once have they accurately predicted what he was gonna do.
Yeah, that is correct.
And now when he's ready to make his final stand, now they think that they've got it figured out. Like
he's just gonna hard burn to the ring and like forget about all this. That didn't happen. What got me excited though is the ship that they were using with the Rocinante, it was an ice hauler, which to me was kind of a throwback to the Canterbury.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Way back.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I caught that too. I was like, oh, ice hauler, nice little touch. They did give us a few nice little kind of callback things here. You know, not just all the way to season 1, but for the rest of the show.
Definitely. And I wrote down a quote here from Avasarala. You're such a effing optimist. It's a miracle you've lived this long.
That was great.
Talking to Holden.
That was definitely
dude. Everybody had a bunch of great lines in this episode too. Like, it was supremely written. I mean,
they really did. They saved their best for last.
But yeah, absolutely. I just want to keep like fangirling over it, but we can do that at the end. Then we go to the Free Navy. Philip gets reinstated. He gets a little love from Daddy, and gets back to his crew.
Well,
you know,
tough love, I would say.
Yeah, responsibilities from Daddy.
I don't think Marco likes his son. You know what I mean? Like,
nobody likes anybody. He everything's a tool to him.
Like, okay, maybe he wasn't your son by choice, but like. That's your son. Like, I mean, you can't just be an ass to him the entire time.
Yeah, definitely. We explore that a little bit later in the episode, the relationship there.
Ooh, buddy.
We definitely do, but they put some wholesome moments in for us. The Rocinante crew was finally bonding. They weren't like constantly at war and missing Alex and missing their glue. They finally got together, and we're just kind of like having a merry time, you know.
And we got some kind of mushroom dish from Clarissa. Nice touch.
Yeah, that was really good. And the important part here is she was scanning herself with the med doc.
Yeah.
It showed 5 years life expectancy. So
whatever she got from using the mods, her days are numbered.
It messed with her endocrine system somehow. So yeah, she's not long for this world. Also, yes, thanks, Alex.
Alex. Alex 409, thanks for chiming in, dude. 100% crushed it with the finale. And yeah, Laconia at the end. I mean, Laconia everything.
Yeah, like that's the whole story, right? Like, we just want more of that. We just want to finish everything out. I stuck around for the end credits because I was hoping there would be something extra.
I wanted something. Just give me a little something.
Yeah, I wanted like a tentacle shooting out of Zan or something, you know.
I want to see that little demon child float up to the station. That's what I want.
Yeah, he's gonna activate it somehow. So I guess next was just like Avasarala. She's still on the ship. She's still in like the forward position. They talked about it in the episode.
I mean, shout out to Avasarala because she knowingly put herself directly in harm's way. So shout out to her. I mean, she kind of, she did redeem herself until the very end, but I'll allow it.
And even the one like ensign or whatever, he was like, yeah, I'm scared, but I'm nervous for you. Like,
right.
We don't put the top person on Earth
ever
in front of the fight.
Like, that's not what you do.
Yeah, but it's very much her character, right? Like, she's brash and to the point, and it's also says something that she's like conquered her fear of space. She hated space for her whole life until recently.
But it also it makes sense because in real time, if they need to do something about Marco, like directly related to Marco or potentially damaging the ring space or something, she needs to be there to be like, no. Or
you can't wait 20 hours on the light delay because they're like out past Neptune or whatever.
Yeah. So it did make sense as well.
Yeah. And here, this is basically the point of the episode where your heart rate goes up to like 170 and just stays there for the rest of the episode.
Oh, buddy.
We get the fight of Kamina and the Free Navy. They're the first ones to engage. They launch torpedoes, they take out some ships, and then we see the trap that Marco has laid.
And this was all, and he mentioned it earlier. He's like, you didn't think wouldn't have at least one more surprise, right?
Yeah.
Which
and they
brings back to what I said earlier. Like, they didn't once figure out anything Marco was doing. Like nobody once figured out anything about Marco.
Nobody got there ahead of time, right? Like, and there was always just they were reacting to these things that he was doing, and they had this confusion in the fight. They were like, "Who's firing on the freighter?" No one's firing on the freighter, and then they figure out, "Oh, it's just shedding armor."
Right, yeah, and it's a Pella.
Yeah, and they took out the one frigate, the one that they wanted to, but they still had the Pella, the most fit ship in the Free Navy.
Oh, and absolutely.
When they turned around for the counterattack, it did a lot of damage.
Yeah, and Alex, we're getting there. I promise, we're getting there.
Yeah,
Trust
I've got
me.
Notes. You can't see, but I've got notes on my phone.
We're definitely getting there because they kind of gave me what I was asking for all season.
Yes.
So
yeah. They did.
Anyways, but dude,
so
the
counterattack.
Well, it just looked awesome. All of these airships, they were like, okay, we're gonna blow the budget on the last episode.
Yeah, we're gonna have everything.
It's gonna look so good. And
so good.
Kamina Drummer is such a badass because there's a hole right over there.
Yes.
And she's just like, nope, we're gonna ram into him. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, her ship got torn up. The pilot lost half of his head.
Dude, that was awesome. That was awesome. I was like,
even that's like a throwback to season 1 with Shed getting his head blown off, right? There's so many little details. And Walker, he's like, oh, I just beat you to it.
Yeah.
I already had the idea.
Yeah. That was awesome. That whole scene was so awesome.
Yeah, he went out like an absolute boss. I personally feel a little sexually intimidated now that Walker did his thing.
He is an intimidating fellow. Marco was afraid. Marco was rightfully afraid of that.
Yeah, and he tries to slam him. He really tries to kamikaze him. Another Free Navy ship gets in the way, and he damages the Pella a little bit.
But it was just it was awesome. It was just awesome. It was just like what a sweet like Leonidas way to go out, Just nope, I'm gonna run into you.
Well, that was his thing. He just hated Marco the whole time, and
didn't like Marco.
He's like, if I can't kill you, I'm gonna take both of us down.
Right. Yeah. No, that was awesome. And what's her name? Roosevelt gets got. She gets hers.
She was a good character too. I liked her character.
I did quite like her, but when she got, I was like, ha ha ha! I got you.
yeah. That's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get. But I guess after the Kamina goes to rejoin the other fleets and just takes off because they had nothing left. They had no missiles. Their reactor was barely stable.
Yeah, she couldn't have run into him if she wanted.
Yeah. And we cut to Amos and crew, and I have a quote from here where him and Bobby are going back and forth, and I think Bobby told him not to pee. Don't think about being in a porta potty.
Yeah.
And
everybody pees before they die.
No, he just goes, no one dies with a full bladder.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah, that was awesome.
So good. God, Amos, again, everyone had amazing lines in this episode, so it was just a treat.
Amos is our degenerate Baltimore king.
Yeah, and this is basically their start of the attack on the ring space. They needed to take out the railguns, so they had the ice freighter filled with boxes.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. I was like, "Ooh, man, they're that." I didn't really catch what they were gonna do or how they were gonna get down there.
Yeah,
and basically they just unloaded a ton of shipping containers and hid among them.
What I thought they were gonna do was just shoot the people at the ring. Because if they were small enough, they wouldn't be able to hit them with their railguns. That would have, I guess, made sense. Yeah, I thought they were literally just gonna fling them out toward the station, and that would be it.
Well, but then the railguns knew that they were in the boxes.
Yeah, they figured it. Well, it's because the boxes weren't the same shape as the pods, so I think they had figured it out eventually. But it was just such a cool scene, right? You see like hundreds of boxes and the pods go out, and I was immediately like, that's not great because they're sending a whole bunch of things through the ring, which we've already learned.
Well, and then I guess Naomi, I guess she came up with some kind of algorithm or something real quick to avoid the railgun shots. Like
I think they were just going straight in at first, and then she figured out that they were finding the pods. So she was like, "All right, we're gonna give them some evasive maneuvers going down." Yeah. And then we get Holden and the Rocinante trying to avoid the railgun, just going like skimming along the outside of the.
That was pretty sweet.
So good. I was like, they're gonna touch it. They're gonna lose some of the ship, and they never quite did. But they were like on the outside.
Dude, that was an awesome looking. It just looked really like, because you were like, I didn't really like. It took me a second of watching that to figure out like how close they were to the ring, and I was like, it was
close.
Oh boy, they're in there.
Yeah, and you got Clarissa fixing the thruster essentially, right? And she didn't use her endocrine system because that would have sped up her death.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think she used it. I mean, they kind of tried to make it look like that, but I was like, I don't think that they.
No, so they when Naomi comes down to get her, she goes, "No, I just used my head, right?"
No, I know, but like in that moment, I was like, they kind of tried to trick you, like make it seem like she did, and I was like, no way.
Because she yelled, I think, and that was like, oh yeah, it's it. Oh dude, and then once Holden gets around where Medina's blocking the railguns, he's like, our turn, and just starts firing railgun shots.
Got him. Ooh. Got him.
Yeah, that was just so good. And then.
Well, no, I was gonna say because I think we're coming to next. Like when they eject out and they're just in the ejection seat, and Amos is like,
yes,
awesome.
Dude, how good was that?
Oh my god, it was so good.
I was scared the whole time. I was like, Amos is gonna die, and like there's just things exploding. He's going past boxes and bullets and everything.
Buddy, I was like, they're gonna kill off Amos, and I'm gonna be really mad. I'm gonna be really mad.
I thought they were gonna kill him too.
I also thought Bobby was getting it too.
Yeah, and I mean, then we get the fight on the station, or the ring around the station, rather. And
again, it was just
D-Day is correct.
Yeah,
it was absolutely correct.
It was just awesome. Like it was awesome. Like the whole scene where she's trying to target stuff, and clearly they didn't really know what was down there or what they had because. I guess Medina had sent Rocketeers out, like whatever. I guess I don't know.
Well, they had no information, right? Like there was no way for them to know what emplacements were on the ring.
Yeah.
And that whole scene with them advancing on the walkway and then getting pinned down and losing some people, and then Bobby eventually just being like, "Screw this.
Yeah,
I'm rushing it."
Well, but and they were like. And they because Amos also like oh okay we're doing it we're doing it.
Yeah, like they had the people from Medina coming down, they had the machine gun emplacement, and then we see Bobby do the sacrifice because like this is a throwback to the very first scene that she was in on Mars where they were training, and she did the lockdown and then fire the missiles up. Yeah,
and oh man, when those missiles came out, I was like, "Oh, buddy, yes.
Oh my god!"
What does Ruffalo say in Infinity War? Like, you guys are so screwed.
Yeah, yeah. This scene, I thought they were gonna kill Bobby. I also thought they were gonna kill Amos because.
Well, I thought they were both done for.
Bobby goes out there, she gets just shot a bunch. Like her armor's holding, but she's just knocked out essentially. She's gotten like boom, boom, boom. Amos is holding her. He's like, "I got you, Bobby." And
I was like, for sure, Amos is dead.
I thought he was. I thought he was so dead, and like he stopped, right? Like his eyes just kind of like went still, right?
But and you know what? Honestly. I couldn't have been mad. I'm like, I would have been mad, but like I couldn't have stayed mad because if you're gonna take him out, I mean, what better way? Like go out,
insurmountable odds, right?
Final episode, just being crazy like he is, and then also like saving, like reluctantly the good guy always too. Like tries not to be the good guy, but like he's definitely a good guy.
But that's back to the conversation that they had in the bar. About like just caring for the person that's in the foxhole with you.
Yep. You got to have your people.
Yeah. I mean, he supported her as much as he could. I, again, thought he was dead, and then you see, like, the light of heaven, the Rossi comes down and gets them some support, finally.
Well, and they had to abandon their own plans, right? They were going to capture the railguns, and this is important about 5 minutes later, because they were going to capture the railguns, but they couldn't, and so the only way they could save everybody on the bridge was to take out the guns.
Yeah, yep. It was just like I don't think they really had a choice, because they were going to get torn up by the guns anyway. No good choice there.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. That's how it is. So now we've got to come up with a plan to get Marco.
Yeah, and Marco gets a little communique, right? He gets a little message from Duarte, and he's like, you know what? We're just not going to help you anymore.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, buddy. I've got my own space station now. You're screwed.
Sucks to suck. I'm going to go up on that orbital platform.
Which, by the way, Duarte, not a good idea, buddy.
Yeah.
Do not go up there.
Maybe. I mean, Cortazar has it.
Yeah.
I mean, he thinks he knows how to operate the thing.
Dude, what did we talk about earlier? Demon child floating to the space.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
In that same scene, though, we do get Philip finally. He finally is like, yeah, dude, Marco doesn't care about anybody. It's all for him.
Right.
It's all like his glory.
I guess better late than never, right?
Yeah, I mean, he gets to it eventually, and then we get Marco just doing the Beltalowda chant. Just, fist pumping with the rest of the crew.
Yeah. Alex, we all want to hug, man. We all want to hug each other. It's been a long journey.
I want to hug, yeah. Oh man, like we all need an embrace after this, because it's gonna be hard. Knowing, like, I'm gonna have to read the books now, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's just I wanted another quality show to like finish it, man. Just give us the mini series or something to finish it out. I don't know.
I mean, I was all right with where they ended, because this episode was so damn good.
Yeah, it felt like an end, right? It didn't feel like they were.
But also, there's a whole lot of stuff left that we didn't talk about, because we have the demon child, and there's an orbital platform that he can float up to. There's a whole bunch of ring entities in the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So after that, we go back to the Rocinante, and they're basically just discussing their options. They start off kind of like, we can't win this fight. We have to go somewhere. We have to go to one of the ring colonies or something. And they kind of figured out that wasn't an option.
We don't have enough gas for that, so
yeah. Yeah, they were trying to figure out what to do, and Amos was just looking around. He's bloody and bruised, so is Bobby. And he just goes, does anybody here really want to cut and run?
No, man.
And they're all like, no, we want to kill Marco.
Oh, yeah, well, I thought you wanted to run. No, I didn't run around. No, I didn't want to run.
Yeah, no, nobody, like.
Oh, okay.
And he, I think he goes, I don't remember who said it first, but he's like, as long as we kill Marco. And Holden goes, oh, we're definitely going to do that.
No, he's getting got. He's getting his. And then Naomi, sneaky Naomi. Guys, I have an idea.
Yeah, and they had a few ideas first. They were like, well, we can make the reactor go nuclear on the Gambittisha.
It was John Bautista. It was
John
like
Bautista,
it was like a Italian ice maker, Italian shaved ice transporter.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, she has the brilliant idea to set off the entities.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. And I've been asking for this all season, so thank you. Thank you for giving. It wasn't quite the way I wanted it to happen, but
it was pretty good.
Thank you for giving it to me. Well, I wanted him to be a coward and run and get got, but
Yeah.
I will gladly settle for the way it happened.
Oh, we got some spam there. Satisfy your wish.
Oh.
Can you make another season of The Expanse? Yeah. That's my wish.
Loveface, if you can get in touch with Jeff Bezos and let him know we want another one,
Yeah.
you know, I might give you my credit card information, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you might get the last four of my social for that.
Get out of here. I don't even know how to whatever.
Can you
I
don't know. Ban people.
I don't know.
Yeah, so he, at the very last second, he sees that they're all going through the ring at the same time. They detonate the reactor. They throw all the missiles through. He sees the ships all disappearing and getting all eaten by the red entities. And his last words are just veer off. And then we see the epic coolness of these entities just like deconstructing everything.
Bro, he got dusted.
He did. He did.
Just the snap. He got snapped. That's what he did. He got snapped. Thanos.
Yeah, and like
Thanos got him.
The implication is every time they go through the ring, they're going pretty fast. And this is happening in like a millisecond. This is not happening over the course that we saw it.
Right.
It's like,
well, also like, I mean, because way back when they figured out you had to go slower, right? Like when they first went through the ring, they were like, no, you got to go slow.
well, that was when the station was stopping everything.
That was when they were in the ring space already.
Yeah, but that was when the ring station still had its like defenses up, and
so but
because it started the slow zone because of Mineo, the guy that was on the slingshot ship. So that's what the defense was. He was going really fast, so it said like nothing can go over that speed.
But they don't have to. I thought they had to. I thought they had to go
no
slower
limits
now.
anymore.
Oh,
no limits.
Oh, okay, well, that's for me then.
So after we get the win, right? Naomi has like a real emotional moment because she's like, "Yeah, I just killed my son."
Killed my son. Yep.
Yep.
Which I would assume I've never done, but I would assume it kind of sucks.
Yeah. Like you're not looking at him face to face, but you know you're doing it, right?
I mean, she knew from the second that she suggested that plan.
Yeah.
She knew, which kind of redeems Naomi for me as kind of a badass move to do.
And the thing was, like, she would have been okay earlier in the season if Holden would have never disarmed the nuke. I think she would have been okay with it.
Because it wasn't her, or why, you know?
No, because, I mean, she even told Holden, she was like, yeah, you should have killed him. Like,
I know,
look out for my feelings.
I know she said that. But, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway.
It's debatable, maybe. I don't know. So that's essentially the end of the action in the episode.
Yep, that was the end of action, yeah.
Bring the heart rate down, but there's still a lot of good stuff. There's
Pause.
still a lot of juicy things.
Pause, go to the bathroom. Oh, there's still 25 minutes left.
Yeah. We get like the round table essentially with Mars, Earth, and the Belters represented by Kamina Drummer and what's her name? The series.
Yeah, I forgot her name.
It's like SJ something, isn't it?
Man, I don't know. I'm bad with names as it is. You want me to remember the Belter
They've
names.
said her name like twice. I don't know. Her.
Yeah, the one that took over series after they got abandoned.
Yeah, and it's very clear that like Drummer is still looking out for all the Belters, like
Absolutely.
all of them, even the ones that were
Nico, Alex is helping us out there. Nico.
Okay. Wait, her last name was something else, but I'm sure Alex can tell us. He's a book reader. He probably knows more than us.
For sure.
Yeah, so like they eventually get to the conclusion that, well, we need an outsider. We need someone who's always looked out for everybody and is kind of revered in all three groups. And then they all look at Holden.
I mean, this was just like too convenient. This was the only point where I was like, really, we're gonna just make it that easy? Like, it's just gonna be.
Well, I mean, in the next scene, we kind of we do.
But like, but it was just like
Medina.
Well, he's the president of the, what was it, the transport union?
Transit
union. The transit union.
And something that I liked is Avasarala, she orders more coffee as the scene's ending.
That was pretty. Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
Holden would like that.
Bring it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we go right to the press conference. We went right to the press conference. Yeah. And
they showed Joseph having a new arm.
I enjoyed that. I was like, I know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of, we got
those tattoos.
Well, and we got to see kind of everybody who's been involved in the last 2 or 3 seasons, basically, that hasn't been killed off. Now we get to see them, and it's just kind of like one of those nice little, wrap it up, give us one last look at everybody.
Yeah, and we get Holden. He's the president of the transit union
for about 30 seconds.
Johnny. I knew there was a J in there. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying he's president for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's the president, and like he said, like, here's my vice president, Kamina drummer, and Avasarala immediately.
Don't you do it! Don't you do it!
Don't you do it! She knew as soon as he finished and kept talking.
She knew.
Like,
she knew.
No. And then of course he resigns. He makes Drummer the president, but like Holden's right. He's right about like everything. Of course he's right. Like he.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Other than not killing Marco, he's been right pretty much about everything.
I was gonna say the only time he's been wrong is not killing Marco, but it's the only way that they can actually have peace with the Belters and like form a relationship.
And because he did it, live press conference, he forces Avasarala's hands, and she says like, I'll undo this, but she didn't. I mean, she knows she can't because.
Well, he was like, please don't.
Well, he said please don't, but like she knows she can't. She's just doing that as a threat because like she can't, because now it's done. It's public knowledge. And if you do it, we're just going to have another war all over again.
Yeah, and I think at first she was just upset that she essentially got played, right? Like, he played the political game better than her.
Yeah.
And she was angry in the moment, but she was like, but god dang it, do I respect you, Holden?
I mean,
that's how it felt.
You got to respect the guy, right? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yep. We get a nice little touching moment, and this actually got brought up in a Reddit thread like 2 or 3 days ago, where I was like, Amos never got the stuff back that he dropped off in the prison. Right?
Yeah.
And Clarissa printed his pin, and then she was like, oh, what's
Nicely
this on
done.
my suit?
Oh.
Have you seen, like...
Boss man.
Yeah.
Check out my shiny new pin.
Yeah, it was that was like a flashback that I had where I was just like
yeah, because it had been what, two years since we were back on Earth. Is that when?
I mean, that was season 5 when he went to the prison.
Was that early season 5? Is that what that was?
Like a year and a half ago, I think it was for us.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to. I couldn't remember exactly how long it had been since they were, because basically as soon as the first rock hit, they left.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to, I was trying to kind of picture in my mind how long that had been.
Yep. For them, I think this is probably like a year. Yeah. 8 months to a year.
And for those that have followed us through our recap show, you know that I quite often get confused by space travel time.
Yeah, that's the one thing that they like. There's no way to show, right? They can't have them sitting in a traveling to Ceres for 2 weeks.
I mean, you could, but you would have to space everything out so strangely.
Yeah, and like they'd have these conversations, I guess, but it just wouldn't work for a television show. I don't think.
No, I agree. I mean, I get it, but I just sometimes get the. It doesn't make sense how long it takes to get from Earth to Neptune to me.
Yeah, for right now, unfathomable. It's like you have to plan like 4 years out or something. I don't even know how fast.
Shout out to the Webb telescope.
Yeah, that's out there now. That's cool.
Going out to that Lagrange point somewhere out there.
Yeah. Wow, Tim, I'm surprised. You know what
Lagrange point is. Oh, somebody learned about space.
Space. No, yeah, they're going to the L2 point.
If everybody would listen to me, you can't just fly through space. You can't fly through space
right now. That's a throwback to last season
when everybody came after me. Everybody came after me.
He got some hate for saying you can't just go into space.
I did. Because you would clearly freeze and break apart when you hit a piece of metal.
Yeah, clearly.
But, you know, I mean, hey, if someone wants to go up to space and jump out and prove me wrong, go for it.
I don't think there's going to be any volunteers for that one.
Well, Daddy Bezos, make it happen.
Yeah.
We know you got
sacrifice a human.
We know you have a spaceship.
Yeah, he's definitely got someone that he would sacrifice, right? Like he's got that billionaire's basement where there's 5 people tied up and he just runs experiments on them.
I mean, I don't put nothing past that guy.
All right, sorry. We got really off track here.
Yep.
We can go off track in like two minutes.
All right. It's very easy.
So after Clarissa gives him the pin, we get a little teaser of what happened to Philip. Instead of staying there on the pillow,
sneaky Philip,
like,
finally,
he's
Philip.
like, yeah, I've had enough. I'm out of here, boss.
He finally wised up.
Yeah, he did. And like, I was like, he's in a skiff. He's not gonna have supplies, so he's got to go to Medina, right? He can't just go back to Ceres. He's like, I mean, trillions of miles away.
Yeah, like I guess, because he would have ejected basically right before they went through the ring, right? So.
Yeah, well, we don't know when he ejected, but like he's near the ring at least.
Well, I mean, because it was they went through right after that speech Marco made. I'm assuming, based on what they showed, because they were chanting and then he goes and jumps out. I'm assuming like 5 minutes later they went through the ring.
Yeah, we don't know. It's close to the ring somehow, but the relative distance is like, I don't know.
Well, they were already
on. Picked up.
They were already on their way there, so I mean, it couldn't have been too far from Medina.
Yeah, I don't think they were that far. And then we get the little nice moment between Holden and Naomi, and he's talking about like, look, we got this plot point, we got this plot point, we got this plot point. We have like some stuff to wrap up, right?
I guess you could say maybe we have like 3 years of stuff left.
Yeah, we have like potentially 3 seasons of television, and then they look at the camera like.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. So that was it. That was it. We got, and they just
like, let's just stay here a while.
They just kind of go off into space.
Dude, not gonna lie, that made me real sad when they had the thruster and then they showed it just kind of like transforming into one of the stars. That made me pretty sad.
What galaxy were we looking at there? Is that inside a ring? Are they inside a ring now, or are they?
No, I don't know. It could be literally just the Milky Way, the side of the Milky Way.
I didn't recognize it as something we had seen before. That's why.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know if that's like literally the Milky Way, because we're on the edge, like Earth is on the edge of the Milky Way. So if we look toward the center without light pollution, we could see it.
Yeah. I mean, what I meant is we hadn't seen that picture before as we've been traveling around the solar system.
Yeah. So they could have been in a colony, ring space somewhere.
That was what I thought. I thought maybe they were in, because he had mentioned kind of running security for, transports back and forth and this and that. So I kind of took that to mean maybe they were in one of the colonies.
Transit authority, with the transit people, like
transit union.
Yeah. Like, how are they going to regulate travel? Do they say like, okay, we can't have anyone for the next week because we had too many things go through, or is it or does it never decrease? It's only increasing.
I would imagine that Naomi handed them the whatever formula she used to figure out the kind of mass energy conversion that like this could go through.
And Okoye, I think it was Okoye that did all the research.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. So Alex, all of the rings are in the Milky Way anyway. There's no other galaxy. It's just other planets.
Sense.
Okay, I could buy that.
That makes sense, because like they essentially flung the protomolecule out, right? Whoever the builders were. So going to another galaxy is like orders of magnitude harder than just in your own galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. It's space, bro. We don't understand this stuff.
Yeah, dude, I get a weird feeling when I think about just how impossibly large, like, it's just like small local areas of space are. Like,
Buddy, the fact that the web is on the way out to
yeah,
you know,
like, was it 2 million miles or something?
I think it's 1 million. 1 million.
That's like hard to, like, just the travel time and the distance in between.
Speaking of, I haven't checked up on the web in like 2 weeks. I gotta check that out. See where he's at.
I've been watching their streams. NASA has done like streams where they're like, we're deploying this today, and they'll stream it for a few hours.
I like to look at the little timeline map thing where it's like, 30 days in we'll be here, and then 40 days we'll be here.
Yeah, it takes this long to get to where it needs to be, and then it also takes like 6 months of calibrations or something like that.
First of all, I had to read up on the Lagrange points. That's pretty wild. Like, you could just go out there and stall out.
Yeah.
It's pretty low.
You just sit there. You sit there in between two things.
I like it. It's a lazy man's space.
Yeah. It's the lazy river, essentially. You just kind of sit there.
I'm going to hit my own Lagrange point on Sunday and watch playoff football all day.
That's a good plan.
Shout out my Bucks trying to repeat. Got the Eagles. What?
Oh, okay. I thought that was the last thing that we actually see in the show is just the credits, right?
Yeah.
And if you watched it, there was the orbital platform in the middle of the ring, and the entities got real angry at the end.
Yeah, I mean, they know they have to know. They have to know that they're going to give us more. They have to know. They have to know. Why do that? Why do that at the end of the show if you're not going to give us more?
I don't know, man. If they came out tomorrow and were like, psych, we already recorded another season, I don't know. I'd die happy.
Buddy, just give it to us. Just give it to us. It's not that big of a deal. But it is that big of a deal. But it's not. But it is.
It is that big of a deal to me. This is like, imagine if Game of Thrones would have had this quality through season 7 and 8, right? Like, they could have finished strong, and everyone on the whole planet would be like, this is the best show ever.
I still blame George.
I don't
All he had to do was finish writing the book. All he had to do was finish writing the book. And then even Benioff and Weiss could not have screwed that up.
Yeah.
But he didn't, and then they did. So
if you look at their IMDb credits, they're really good at adapting things and horrible at creating things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's why I'm glad they decided not to give them an original Star Wars show.
Ugh. I mean, they lost their job after everyone saw how terrible the
season because they were like, listen, J.J. Abrams did enough to Star Wars. We don't need these. We don't need these guys in charge now.
Guys, we've had some stinkers. We can't have these two with us. D&D.
Oh wait, so Alex, you're saying that was the Laconians that were? What were they, just going to the space station, or?
Well, yeah, like they were moving the. Oh, that's Mom.
Mother.
She can wait.
You settle down.
Yeah. Yeah, like they were bringing out the orbital platform. And then the ring turned red at the very end. It was
right, but the red
real angry.
But the red is the entities, right? Like, or was that?
Yeah. Yeah, like we still don't know what it is. It's whatever killed the protomolecule, I think. But it could also be a defense mechanism.
I'm gonna take Alex's key here because he seems like he knows a lot more than we do.
Yeah, don't spoil anything for us, Alex. I still want to read the books if this is the last we're getting.
I guess I'm gonna have to find time to read now.
Yeah. 9 books, by the way.
I know.
That's a lot.
I know.
I think once if I started...
Speaking of books, I started watching Wheel of Time on Prime. Awesome first season, by the way. Really highly suggest Wheel of Time to everybody. It's like a cross between Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. It's awesome. And I guess I got a friend of mine that he was like, oh yeah, I read like the first 6 books. I was like, well, how many books in there? He's like, like 14. I was like,
what?
14 books? Good God, that literally take your entire life to write 14 books. I haven't written 14 pages in my life.
That's like a lazy Saturday for Stephen King, though.
Well, he's different.
Hey, I remember in it was an interview, and he was like, I write minimum 5 pages a day. Like, what? What, Stephen King?
5 pages?
Yeah, like minimum 5 pages. So,
I mean, that doesn't seem that crazy.
well, that's why he cranks out a book like every month, because
Yeah,
he just keeps writing.
5 pages doesn't seem that wild.
Yeah. I feel like it would be, though. For me personally, like creating something just out of thin air, I feel like that's a lot to ask.
I mean, I don't know. I could write 5 pages on nothing. Anyway.
I don't know if that's true.
Anyway, I mean, I guess that brings us to the end of our time here in the Expanse.
I don't want it to end. If we don't stop the stream, it doesn't end.
Well, we're gonna stop the stream. I gotta go shower.
Yeah. Can't fangirl enough about this show. I told you earlier, I'm already looking forward to rewatching the whole series.
Well, so
in perpetuity.
Here's the deal for me. You always told me, dude, you gotta watch The Expanse. Dude, you gotta watch The Expanse. Dude, you gotta watch The Expanse. And then finally, when Prime picked him up, I finally said, okay, I'll watch The Expanse. And it took me about... I watched it. I said I was going to watch it. The beginning of season 2, I was like, okay, I'm in. Like, I'm in. Like, I'm on board.
Yeah. For most people, it's like the agreed upon like sticking point for people when it finally latches on is like episode 4. And that's the first fight they have. That's the like close quarters battle that they have with the Donager.
Yeah. Yeah, I just remember early in season 2, I was like, okay. Like the whole Julie Mao stuff and,
Miller just being space cop.
Yeah, Miller, space cop. I was like, okay, I'm very interested.
Yeah. And it's weird because like you have 2 really decorated actors. Like you got Thomas Jane and then Jared Harris of all people, who's like just magnificent.
Yeah. Well, and I think that was part of what really drew me into. And then what's his name? That's Fred. What's his name?
Fred Johnson.
Yeah. What's his name? Walking Dead. I always forget his name.
Oh, yeah, I used to know his name too.
But I was like, but I was like, okay, I know these guys. I've seen them in other things. They're good.
Yeah.
It kind of helped I just finished Wheel of Time the other night, and nobody you would recognize except for Rosamund Pike, and because of that, I'm like, okay, I buy this. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, this is awesome. This is just awesome. And it was kind of that same thing where, they bring a little gravitas to the show to kind of get you to be like, okay, so I know at a minimum their scenes are going to be good.
Yeah, it's you need like an attachment point. Is Chad Coleman, by the way.
Chad Coleman, yes.
Yeah, and Alex, we're also hoping, I know that there's a time jump. The only thing that I've been spoiled on is that there's a 30-year time jump between book 6 and book 7.
Give it to me! Give it to me!
So let's not wait 30 years.
Give me Old Man Holden in January. I'll give it till January.
Yeah. How about like Bobby and Amos are somehow they get together and they're raising the toughest kids ever.
Nope. I don't want Amos to be one. Amos cannot be tied down by any woman.
Same thing with Bobby. Like she
also true for Bobby. Bobby don't need no man. Bobby don't need no man.
She would clearly be the top in the relationship.
Okay, now we're getting into deep waters here. But yeah, anyways, it's been a fun ride. We appreciate everybody who's followed along with us as we do our silly little breakdown here. For everybody who liked and commented and followed along and watched, we definitely appreciate it. If you're a fan of this, we'll be back. I don't know if Mando or The Boys is back next. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
Wait, didn't they release the date for The Boys?
Yeah, June.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know when Mando's coming back. So, but yeah, we'll we'll pick back up with those when they come out, hopefully.
We got some more spam.
Yeah, spam away. I don't care.
Whatever.
But Alex, we appreciate you, especially checking in tonight and steering us along, giving us some insider info. Yeah, man. And I've said this before. When I get some downtime from work, we're gonna try and bring back the Sipping Around podcast. Get back to doing our silly little fantasy drafts and sharing some adult beverages. Yeah, man. I think that's it. It's we must move on. We must prosper. We're gonna live on.
Yeah,
we're gonna prosper. This is our Expanse series finale. This is our Expanse series finale. All right, y'all.
This has been phenomenal, Tim. I love talking about this show. Favorite show of all time, and it still is because they stuck the landing. It's gonna suck to know that there's no more coming out. And I'm just gonna have to read the books.
Well, yeah, I guess I've got some books to read now. So, all right. Thanks everybody. We're gonna jump off now.
Yeah. Thank you, Alex. Thanks for hanging out. My nose itches so bad.